I thought I finally figured it out. I controlled my emotions. I stopped revenge trading. I stopped chasing setups. I followed my rules. I waited. I stayed disciplined. And for the first time, I felt like a real trader. So I took the trade. It looked perfect. Clean setup. Clear direction. Everything made sense. And I was right. The market moved exactly how I expected. Exactly how I planned. Exactly how I analyzed. And I still lost. That didn't make sense. Not at all. Because this time, I did everything right. No emotions. No rushing. No overtrading. No guessing. So why did I lose? That question. That's where everything changed again. Because this is where most traders get stuck. They fix their emotions. They become disciplined. They follow their strategy. And they still lose. And when that happens, it feels worse than before. Because now, you don't even know what's wrong anymore. Before, you could blame yourself. I was emotional. I rushed the trade. I made a mistake. But now you did everything right. And still lost. So what do you blame? This is where most people quit. Because it feels unfair. It feels random. It feels like the market is against you. But it's not. You're just missing something. Something simple. But critical. Trading is not about being right. And that's hard to accept. Because everything in life teaches you the opposite. School teaches you to be right. Tests reward you for correct answers. People respect you when you're right. So naturally, you bring that mindset into trading. If I'm right, I make money. But trading doesn't work like that. In trading, you can be right and still lose. And until you understand that, you will stay stuck. Because you'll keep chasing something that doesn't matter. Being right. Let me show you what I mean. Imagine this. You take 4 trades. The first trade, you win. Small profit. The second trade, you win again. The third trade, another win. 3 wins in a row. At this point, you feel good, confident, because you're right. 3 times. Then comes the 4th trade, and you lose. But this loss is bigger than all your wins combined. Just like that, everything is gone. All those correct trades didn't matter, because one mistake wiped everything out. That's trading. It's not about how often you're right. It's about how you handle when you're wrong. And most people never think about that. They focus on winning. But professionals focus on losing, not avoiding it, managing it. Because losing is part of the game. You cannot escape it. But you can control how much it costs you. And that changes everything. I didn't understand this at first. I thought if I just improved my accuracy, everything would work. More correct trades. More wins. More profit. But I was wrong. Because accuracy alone means nothing. You can be right 70% of the time and still lose money. Think about that. 70% correct and still losing. Why? Because of risk. Because of position size. Because of how much you lose compared to how much you win. That's the real game. Not prediction. Risk management. At first, that sounded boring to me. Risk management. It didn't feel exciting. It didn't feel powerful. It didn't feel like the secret. But it is. It's the difference between surviving and blowing up. Let me simplify it. Every trade you take has 2 possible outcomes. You win or you lose. That's it. But what matters is not just the outcome. It's the size of that outcome. If you win small, but lose big, you lose overall. Even if you're right most of the time. That's the trap. And I fell into it. Even after fixing my mindset. Even after becoming disciplined. I was still making one mistake. I wasn't respecting risk. I would take good trades, but with inconsistent risk. Sometimes small, sometimes too big. And all it takes is one oversized loss to destroy everything. That's when it finally clicked. Trading is not about winning. It's about protecting your account. Because if you protect your account, you stay in the game. And if you stay in the game, you get more opportunities. But if you blow up, you're done. No strategy matters after that. No psychology matters after that. Nothing matters. Because you're out. That's why survival comes first. Not profit. Survival. Once I understood that, I changed how I traded. I stopped asking, is this trade right? And started asking, if I'm wrong, how much do I lose? That question changed everything. Because now, every trade had a limit, a boundary, a controlled risk. And suddenly, losing didn't feel scary anymore. Because it was expected, planned, controlled. And that's powerful. Because when you remove fear, you remove hesitation. And when you remove hesitation, you follow your system properly. Not emotionally. Logically. I started keeping my losses small, consistent, predictable. And something interesting happened. Even when I lost, I didn't feel stressed because it was part of the plan. And when I won, the profits started stacking. Not because I was more accurate, but because I was more consistent. That's the difference. Consistency beats accuracy every time, because consistency builds over time. Accuracy is unpredictable, and trading rewards consistency, not perfection. I stopped trying to win every trade and started focusing on long-term results. That shift, that mindset, that's what changed everything. Because trading is not a single trade. It's a series of trades. And once you see it that way, everything slows down. You stop rushing. You stop forcing. You stop needing to be right. And you start thinking in probabilities, not outcomes. That's when you level up. Not when you find a better strategy, but when you understand the game. And the game is survival, then growth, not the other way around. So if you're stuck right now, if you feel like you're doing everything right, but still losing, ask yourself this. Are you trying to be right? Or are you managing risk? Because those are not the same thing. And one of them will keep you stuck, while the other will move you forward. Slowly, but surely. And that's the part most people don't like. Slow. But in trading, slow is how you win. Fast is how you lose. I learned that the hard way. And maybe you don't have to. Because in trading, being right doesn't make you money. Staying in the game does. And once you understand that, everything changes. Not instantly, but permanently. That's when you stop chasing the market and start respecting it. And that's when you finally start thinking like a trader, not just someone trying to get lucky. And that's the difference between losing and lasting. And in trading, lasting is everything.